Is Joe Biden trying to hide something? Or is he simply protecting his privacy? The political world is absolutely buzzing after the former president launched a lawsuit against the Justice Department, attempting to block the release of audio recordings and transcripts from the special counsel's investigation into his handling of classified documents. This move has, predictably, drawn sharp criticism from Donald Trump, who took to Truth Social to label Biden a crooked politician. Before we dive deeper into this explosive situation, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, from the White House to Capitol Hill and beyond, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss out on crucial updates like this. So what exactly is going on here? President Biden, through his legal team, has filed a lawsuit aiming to prevent the Justice Department from releasing audio recordings and transcripts of his interviews with his ghostwriter, Mark Zwanitzer. These recordings were obtained by special counsel Robert Hur during his investigation into how Biden handled classified documents from his time as a senator and vice president. Biden's attorneys argue that releasing these files would constitute an unwarranted invasion of President Biden's privacy. They contend that every American, including a sitting or former vice president, has a right to privacy in the personal conversations he has within his own home. Furthermore, they assert that when the U.S. Department of Justice obtains such private information through a criminal investigation, the department bears a particular responsibility to protect it from disclosure. The recordings in question stem from interviews Biden conducted at his home in 2016 and 2017 with Zwanitzer, who co-authored Biden's two memoirs. These interviews were scrutinized by special counsel Robert Hur as part of his year-long investigation into Biden's retention of classified documents. Now, it's important to remember the outcome of Hur's investigation. He released a 345-page report that indeed questioned Biden's age and mental competence, but ultimately recommended no criminal charges. Hur concluded that there was insufficient evidence to successfully prosecute a case in court. However, the investigation did involve discussions about Biden's memory and handling of sensitive information. This isn't the first time these audio files have been a point of contention. Biden has been separately fighting the release of audio from his interview with Hur himself. Last year, the House of Representatives voted to hold then-Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for refusing to turn over that specific audio after the White House asserted executive privilege. Transcripts of Biden's interviews with federal prosecutors were released last year, and they did reveal instances where Biden was fuzzy about dates and details and claimed unfamiliarity with the paper trail for some sensitive documents he handled, famously saying, "I don't remember," repeatedly. This lawsuit, however, targets the audio and transcripts from his ghostwriter interviews. Biden's lawyers state that the Justice Department plans to release these files to Congress and a conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, after initially arguing they were exempt from disclosure under federal public records law. This specific detail, the involvement of the Heritage Foundation, adds another layer of political intrigue, as conservative groups have been prominent in pushing for greater transparency regarding Biden's handling of documents. The context here is crucial. Republicans have consistently argued that Biden has received preferential treatment from his own Justice Department, contrasting it with the criminal case brought against Donald Trump. They point to Trump's alleged refusal to return classified documents requested by the National Archives, which were stored at his Florida estate, as evidence of a double standard. Democrats, on the other hand, emphasize Biden's cooperation with investigators and highlight that no charges were filed against him, even as Hur's report raised questions. So what does this lawsuit truly signify? Is it a genuine effort to protect personal privacy, or is it a strategic move to prevent potentially damaging information from surfacing, especially with a presidential election on the horizon? The timing, the parties involved, and the very nature of the information being contested all suggest a high-stakes political battle. If these recordings are released, they could be weaponized by opponents to further question Biden's fitness for office, particularly concerning his memory and decision-making abilities. Conversely, if the lawsuit is successful, it could be seen as another instance of Democrats shielding a political ally from scrutiny. The implications extend beyond just Biden and Trump. This case could set precedents for how presidential privacy is balanced against public's right to know, especially concerning the handling of sensitive government information. It also raises questions about the independence of the Justice Department and the role of conservative organizations in pushing for transparency. So what do you think about this? Is Biden right to sue for privacy, or is he hiding something from the American people? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This is a developing story with potentially significant ramifications for the upcoming election and the future of accountability in American politics. We'll continue to follow every twist and turn.